You can transform your attractiveness and get results that will surprise even yourself. It's not about perfect genetics. It's about understanding what truly drives attraction and putting in the work. Many guys get stuck focusing on tiny details, missing the whole point of what makes someone sexually appealing. So if you're not getting the attention you want, don't worry. It's not bad and you're not alone. We all start somewhere, and there's always something you can work on. Be honest with yourself. Ask yourself what your weaknesses are in your daily life. Do girls approach you at the gym or at school? Do they look at you or do you get messages from them? If the answer is no, it's time to improve. Once you identify those areas, you can start making real changes. You can't skip these steps. Let's get into it. Sex appeal is an ingredient many men overlook nowadays. It's one of the main reasons why so many normies have more success with girls than those who follow certain philosophies. While some spend time obsessing over minor details like the distance between their eyes, others focus on what truly makes them stand out. Listen carefully, because you're about to discover the real secret. So what is sex appeal? It's hard to describe, but basically it's what makes you sexually attractive. It's not just about looking good or being handsome. It's something more profound. It's that feeling when a girl looks at you and wants to be with you, not just casually. That's the next level almost no one talks about, and it's also the hardest to achieve. You might look really cute to a girl, but not spark anything beyond that. And that can be pretty confusing when you're trying to understand attraction. Let me give you an example. Imagine two girls in front of you. Which one looks more visually attractive to you? Just based on looks. Probably girl number one. Now which one seems more sexually attractive to you? If you're honest with yourself, you'll probably say girl number two. The same thing happens with men. But for some reason, many in this community don't understand something so basic. They can't grasp why men like Michael B. Jordan, Nick Bateman, or Ryan Gosling are desired by millions of women. This is despite them not having those perfectly symmetrical model features. But wait, I know what some of you are going to say. It's just because of status. That's why I saved the last guy, with whom you can't use that excuse. To prove the point, I present to you our subject. At first glance, many of you would say he's just a normie with no chance of standing out. His eye area might seem bad, and his face might be too long for many of you. Especially for the most negative ones, this guy would already be done. But instead of giving up, this is what he looks like now. Despite his previous appearance, many still call him a PSL Galaxistin in the forums. This says a lot about their mindset, don't you think? Ironically, now very few mention his height, and they say he always had potential. But in the end, the only thing that matters is that this guy now has the sexual market value of a Chad. He gets brutal results in online dating. In real life, he gets the kind of reactions we all wish for. Now that you've seen what's possible, what can you do to improve your sex appeal? It all starts from within, and ends with your style. But be careful, style is just the cherry on top. Don't get it twisted. Without a solid internal base, style alone won't do much for you. So listen up. This is a big one. Chapter 1. Your body is the absolute foundation if you want to maximize your sex appeal. If you're overweight, it doesn't matter how you dress. You won't achieve that true sexual attractiveness. The same goes if you're too skinny. You also won't be able to make the most of your style. You have to focus on building those correct aesthetic proportions. This is crucial to really elevate your sex appeal, because more muscle doesn't automatically mean more sexual attractiveness. I've previously made a video analyzing women's reactions to bodybuilders. A man with a muscle mass of, let's say, a competitive bodybuilder is not more attractive than a guy with an aesthetic physique. If you go beyond that limit, you'll end up being complimented by other men instead of attracting women. There have been cases of guys who were already attractive with a certain amount of muscle mass, but they kept pushing the level and noticed they were getting more compliments from guys than from girls. So if what you want is to increase your sexual attractiveness, you should train to build an aesthetic body. And it's useless to copy your favorite influencer's routine. Why? Because each of you has different genetics. Probably some of you find it easy to grow your triceps and others your biceps. So if you copy the routine of a guy who struggles to grow his triceps, and you don't, you'll end up with an unbalanced physique. That's why I recommend personalizing your routine and focusing more on your weaker muscles. This is key to building that desirable V shape. You should train muscles like the shoulders, upper chest, neck, and traps. These are the muscles that most increase sexual attractiveness in men. Interestingly, those muscles are the ones with the most androgen receptors, especially the neck, which is a highly underestimated muscle. A strong neck increases the masculinity of your face and improves the appearance of your jawline. The neck represents the transition from boy to man. Boys typically have thin and weak necks, while men should have a strong, robust neck, which gives a more masculine look. However, you don't want a neck that's too thick. Ideally, it shouldn't be wider than your jawline. On screen, you can see how these men literally lose a ton of attractiveness just by having a thinner neck. Another goal of training your neck is that it's always visible. Since if you wear a hoodie, you'll cover your arms, your back, your chest. But the neck is always present, and will be a clear sign that you train. Alright, let's move on to chapter 2, the power of your voice. One thing that isn't mentioned enough is the deep voice. A deep masculine voice can turn a woman on, all by itself. Don't believe me, watch this, my voice. What did you think? I love your voice a lot. You love it a lot, wow. I love it, it's really deep. It's hot. So tell me the truth, does my voice do anything to you? Now, some of the ways to make your voice a little deeper would be to relax the muscles in your neck. These muscles are called sternocleidomastoids, and when they tense up, they affect your vocal cords, making your voice sound higher. If you relax them, your voice naturally becomes deeper. You can practice this right now. Try to say ng on the last syllable. Try to completely relax your neck and reach the lowest note you can. You should feel the vibration in your chest. That way you'll make sure you're using your deepest voice. If on the other hand, you feel the vibration in your nose or forehead, you're doing it all wrong. You're using your nasal or head voice. Practice this daily and you'll notice how your voice automatically becomes thicker. An effective way to support this is by strengthening your neck muscles. Having stronger muscles helps you better handle daily demands, which reduces the likelihood of them tensing up throughout the day. Another technique is to start speaking from your diaphragm instead of just using your throat. When inhaling, try to focus the effort on the lower part, allowing your abdomen to expand while keeping your shoulders completely still. Imagine the air being drawn in by your abs. In general, the voice is something you can't change too much, but you can influence it. If you increase your testosterone levels by training with challenging weights, develop your neck, and generally go through the masculinization process that starts at puberty, your voice tends to get a bit deeper over time. Alright, let's dive into chapter 3, mastering your facial features. If you have light-colored eyebrows, the best thing you can do is darken them and make them thicker. If they're thin, you'll notice the dramatic difference this can make. Look at these side-by-side comparisons. Guys with dirty blonde hair can benefit a lot from darkening their eyebrows. Dark features in general add a lot of sex appeal. The key here is to identify what makes a woman attractive to you, and then apply the opposite to yourself. Women look very attractive with delicate feminine features. Things like small hands, thin eyebrows, no facial hair, narrow backs and shoulders, but wide hips. Now you should do the opposite. Develop that V-shape, grow facial hair, cultivate masculine hands, and sport thick eyebrows. I assure you that will make you much more attractive to them. Facial hair is a sexually dimorphic trait that significantly boosts male attraction. Right now on screen, you're seeing examples of men with maximum sex appeal. However, a full thick beard is not always that attractive. It can hide facial fat or a weak jawline. With light stubble, you achieve the perfect balance between the best of both worlds. You still show the lower part of your face, which reveals you have a lean jawline. But at the same time, you show that you can grow facial hair, a trait that adds masculinity. However, there are exceptions to this rule, especially in blonde phenotypes who may look better clean-shaven. This is especially true when they're very young. This is something you need to experiment with and see if it really makes you look better. To increase our sexual attractiveness, we must focus on highlighting the best of ourselves in a masculine way. There will be tips that work for you and others that don't, but in this video I'm giving you the most general and widely applicable ones. All men will look better with an aesthetic physique. The vast majority will look better with facial hair, but there are certain exceptions, as we discussed. If you can't grow a beard, consider watching one of my videos on how to develop it. Alright, let's move to chapter 4. The cherry on top, your overall style. This includes your choice of clothing, tattoos, and jewelry. It's key that you dress in a way that highlights your physique. I need to stress this again. Without a good body, you're not going to achieve that true sex appeal, no matter the style. Look for clothes that fit you well, not too tight, not too loose. The problem with clothes that are too tight is that you end up looking like your girlfriend in style. If you wear clothes that are too loose, no one will notice that you have a trained body. You'll end up looking like the average guy, and frankly, you'll look sloppy. I get that this oversized style can be very comfortable, but you should leave it to wear at home, with your friends or at the gym. But if what you want is to develop your sexual attractiveness, you need to wear the right fit. This means that when you go shopping, it's crucial that you try on clothes to make sure they fit you well. You want to show off a bit of your physique by strategically revealing some skin. Imagine how an attractive girl would dress, but you're the masculine version of that. Go for unbuttoned shirts that show a bit of your upper chest. Consider vests that leave your arms, shoulders, and any tattoos you have exposed. You have to dress in a more provocative way, but of course this only works if you really have an impressive, lean, and aesthetic body. You don't want to overdo it. Always look for a subtle way without going over the top. It's also a good idea to invest in a good tailor. Many times you won't find clothes that fit you 100% off the rack. That's where a good tailor comes in to make all the difference. Tattoos can also increase sex appeal, but mainly when you have a good body. Now let's talk about accessories. Jewelry really makes a big difference, and it doesn't have to be complicated. You only need a necklace, a good watch, and one bracelet. Don't go crazy with a bunch of chains or multiple bracelets. It's best to keep it simple so your outfits stand out and increase your sex appeal. The choice between silver or gold is up to you, and you should find what works best for you. As a general rule, cool tones go better with silver, and warm tones with gold. Remember, it's all about increasing your sexual attractiveness. Don't get me wrong, you still need good aesthetics. But if you have pale skin, don't have an athletic and lean body, dress like a bum, and your hair is a mess, you'll lose a lot of attractiveness. You'll always be seen as an average guy instead of an attractive one. Now that you've got all these tips, it's time to take action. Start implementing these changes step by step. The journey to boosting your sex appeal is a marathon, not a sprint. But every small effort adds up. You'll see remarkable results in your confidence and how others perceive you. Remember, consistency is key. Keep refining, keep learning. You have the power to transform yourself into the best version of you. If you found these insights helpful, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. And hit that subscribe button with the bell icon so you don't miss out on future content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.